You gotta understand, Kanan, that how people see you now is how they're gonna see you forever.
How you want people to see you, Kanan?
I want them to see me as not who my mother is.
Gotta be real careful, Kanan. They ain't get to where they are without dropping a whole lot of bodies behind.
Oh, like how you got the way you are?
All right.
Look with your mother, kid, not you.
It seems like those of us in business with you are now being attacked.
It's one thing not to be able to trust my son. I can almost live with that. But I have to be able to trust my business partners. It's all about who you know.
Just think I'm dead. I ain't never been more alive. Thank your lucky stars you got a mother who loves you.
Beware of the hand when it's coming from the left. I ain't tripping. Just watch your step.
If you want people to see you as you, you gotta let them know who you are. Famous last words.
What's up, ugly ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share it for your ugly ass friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and this one right here is titled, Is the Kid from the Trailer Young Ghost? That is right, ugly ass niggas. As we know, we got the official trailer like what, a little over a week ago now, and inside of that trailer we seen a little kid, what looks like to be a little kid, that was interacting with Kanan throughout the trailer, and also had one encounter with Unique. So the question that was raised on a couple of the from a couple of the fans, including myself, is it possible that this kid is Ghost? So we will be covering that and a little bit more. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. Now we start this thing off. This is from the trailer. This here is the kid that I was speaking of. Now we're not exactly sure who this is. A couple of people have said, you know, has made it out that it could be Ghost, and I will go ahead and say that there is a possibility because of him being here and the time frame of him being here. Now I'll explain thoroughly more of what I mean throughout this video. So also, as I said, in this same trailer, we see this kid, which looks like to be the same person. I believe it is, to be that same kid being thrown to the ground by none other than Unique. And I've already did a video on this, on what I believe exactly happened. If you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and check it out. I believe it's titled Unique Survival, and season 3's episodes 6 through 10 explained. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I advise you go ahead and take a look at it so you can know thoroughly more of what happened in this particular situation. But yeah, so we see this little kid, he's been thrown down. So the question that would be asked is, why is this little kid inside of Kanan's apartment? Because this is clearly Kanan's apartment. If you can see the setup, you see the desk right over here, you see the table, the lamp, everything that about Kanan's apartment is set up, it is here. So this is indeed Kanan's apartment. And also though, the new thing that we see here that we didn't see during the trailer is the bike here. You see this bike. This bike, we have never seen this throughout season 3. Now, my explanation today, I'll just touch on it really quickly because I don't think I mentioned this in the other video. Is that kid? That's the kid right here's bike because he's one of Kanan's carriers, and we all know that Ghost was indeed one of Kanan's carriers. So my guess is that whoever this kid is, he left with the bike before we seen them on screen, because obviously we didn't see this kid at all in season 3. But keep in mind, like I told y'all, season 4 will, in at least the first episode for sure, and maybe even the second as well, who knows, maybe other episodes, will indeed cover flashbacks that has happened during the time period that Unique was supposedly dead, that everyone believed him to be dead. So this, I think that those events happened while season 3 was going on, but of course they didn't show us that, and they're going to reveal it this episode, just like they're going to reveal to us what exactly happened with Unique. Now, next we're going to go ahead and head over to, I know niggas probably like, why he got a picture of Angela and her father. Well, I'll tell you why. The reason Angela and her father is right here is because, remember, we're covering, is this little kid possibly Ghost? Now, as you know, in this particular scene here, comes from season 1 of the original Power, and this is episode 5, I believe, when Angela got the call that her father wasn't doing well at the place he was at, so she rushed over to see him, and of course, Ghost was with her. And when the father saw him, he said, "Who do I know you?" And then Angela said, "That's my friend from, Jamie St. Patrick from the old neighborhood." And he instantly remembered who he was. He was like, the punk from the corner, the drug dealer. I told you to stay away from him. He's no good. You remember that. So why is this important? This is important because they said that he was a punk that, was the corner boy from, that was playing lookout for actually Paz said this, but here he was like, he was a drug dealer. That's what he remembered him from. He said the punk from the corner. And also Paz later on said he was a punk that was playing lookout for those gangsters. Remember, she said that. I can't remember exactly what episode it was that she said that, but if you're a fan of Power, you will remember and will call her saying this, right? So, next. Now, of course, a couple of people have said they believe this to be Romero. Now, I will go ahead and say this. I think it is a slight possibility of this being Romero because of the hair. You see, Romero has a fro here, right? And you go back and take a look at the kid here, it looks like his hair is kind of braided here. Now, of course, we don't know what Ghost looked like when he was younger, whether or not he had braids or not. But, as far as we know, he didn't have braids, and Romero did have hair, so perhaps Romero got his hair braided up. So it could be him. You know what I'm saying? But we also can't 100% say the writers didn't decide to just put a kid that had braids and then maybe Ghost cut his hair a little later. Now, before ugly ass niggas get started, because I know y'all ugly as hell, before ugly ass niggas get started, I'm going to go ahead and put out there, I am well aware of the promo that was put out of a young Ghost and Tommy from the original Power. They put out a promo for Raising Kanan. And of course, the kid didn't have any hair. He had a clean cut. However, that time period is much after this. That was 96. This is 92. 92 going on 1993. So he could have cut his hair in between that time period. So you can't say yes or no to that, they last niggas. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that right now. So yeah, this right here is the promo that we were talking about. 1996 is when that time period takes place. Also, I don't even believe they're going to keep those same actors. I think they were used strictly for the promo. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be the actors that play young Ghost, Tommy, and Angela when we see Origins, or potentially see them at the end of this series of Raising Kanan. It does not guarantee that. But Also, I want to point out, you see, the year is 1996. Now, why is that important? This is important because we seen Angela come up a little later, and she said she walked up to Ghost and was talking to him about Cho. That is important because she said she was about, interested in leaving for Cho. So we know she left for Cho probably that same year. If not this same year, the year after. But I would say she left that same year in 1996, right? So if she left in 1996, we already know what Ghost's age is. Ghost was born in 1980, perhaps 1979 or 81. Between those 3 years. I'm not about to go back and forth with y'all little glass about that 1974 shit. If you don't know how he can't be born in 1988 and you don't feel like going back and watching my video covering this, that's your problem. But anyways, like I said, we know Ghost was born around 1980. So around this time, he had to be anywhere between 15 to 16 years of age. He probably was 15, I would say. It depends on when his birthday is. You know what I'm saying? What time period this is and when is his birthday. But anyways, that is important because keep in mind, like I just told y'all, the time period we're at currently in Raising Kanan is 1992, getting ready to head into 1993. We know that because it's winter time of 92. So that means it's towards the end of that year. Also, we know that this is towards the end of the year because they said Kanan was now 17. Kanan's birthday is in August. We know that because he confirmed that in the very first season. So that means it's towards the end of 1992. That's where they're currently at. Now that we covered all that, let's keep going. Here, this confirmed some more information. Right here, this comes from season 1 as well, but this is episode 5. This is episode 5 as well. This is when Angela and Ghost was getting ready to smash for the second time since they first seen each other. And Ghost could sense that something was wrong, right? And he asked her, Angie, what's wrong? We've been knowing each other since the 8th grade. If we can't talk to each other about anything by now, or something like that. But all I know that what's important is he said we've been knowing each other since the 8th grade. That's what's important. So if you're in 8th grade, you're anywhere between 12 to 13 years of age, possibly 14. So we'll go ahead and give it a 3-year umbrella. Possibly 14. And 14, that's for the people who maybe failed, or let's say your birthday's late, so you don't start, instead of you starting school when you're 5, you ended up starting it when you're 6. Right? So they're anywhere between that age. Some people can start school a little early, you know what I'm saying, like as well, so that's why they could possibly be 12. But in my opinion, I'm going to go with the middle, which is 13. So now that we established that they met when they're 13, if they met when they were 13, and we already know in 1996 that Angela left for Cho, we confirmed that already. That means they knew each other for 3 years when Angela left. 2.5 to 3 years, anywhere between that range, right? Now that we established all that, let's go back to the current year that we're at, 1992. But it's towards the end of 92. It's probably getting ready to be 93. That means that Angela is getting ready to come into the picture. She has to, because they met around 93. He said when they were in 8th grade. 8th grade means 13 years of old, meaning it must have been around 1993. So when in 1993, remember, we already covered that Ghost's father and Pa said Ghost was a punk playing lookout for those gangsters. So if he was playing lookout for the gangsters during their time period before Angela left for Cho, That means he must have been doing it around the time period of 93 to 95. He had to be doing it around those 2 years because she was leaving in 96, right? Or let's say he just started towards the end of beginning of 96. Either way, we know that Ghost had to have met Kanan close around this time period. That's what I'm saying. And so Ghost he knew Kanan, I would say, before he knew Angela. More than likely. Or let's just say that he met Kanan and he started working with Kanan so he can start getting money so he can support what he wanted with him and Angela. Perhaps that was what it was. Either way, we know Angela's getting ready to come to the picture because they met in 93. So that means Ghost and Kanan is getting ready to meet. If not, they haven't already. And keep in mind, Tommy confirmed that he and Ghost used to work for Kanan for weed at first. Kanan is done with the weed business, people. So, if Kanan is done with the weed business, that means he must be already working with Kanan with the next business, which is heroin and coke. So, there we have it. We have a connection already. That Ghost is already around. They're just probably not showing us him because this story isn't about Ghost and Tommy. It is about Kanan and how he grew up, his family, right? So, let's go ahead and keep going. Now, we also seen in season 4 that the trailer that they're going to be dealing with the clubs again. Now, they already had a club that they was kind of doing stuff out of in season 1 through some guy named Hugo. We already saw that. So they're probably, doing that same thing. But I would like to believe, because we know Lulu is in the music business. And he's supposed to get a new love interest named Imani Okogie or something like that, right? So with that being said, I believe that means that Ghost's father is getting ready to reveal himself as well. Now I know I've made several videos already saying that I believe it's possible that Lulu is Ghost's father, which still could be very much the truth. It's just like I said, he doesn't know it yet. Ghost is around and he doesn't know he has a son, but that will be revealed later on in this season. But the importance of this is that he has a club. Remember, Lulu probably is going to end up getting this club. That's what I'm betting on. Lulu is going to end up getting his club. And also, I wanted to put this out here as well. Remember when Ghost, in the very first episode, when Ghost and Angela was first seen on screen, they confirmed that they hadn't seen each other in 18 years, and also they later on went on a date. And during this particular date, right, Angela mentioned the club, because I think that with her seeing him owning the club, which what we just saw, she was excited and proud of him because she knew that his father once had a club. So he was probably inspired by that and always wanted to have one of his own. He probably talked to her about that back in the day. But remember, what's important of this scene, if you're a hardcore Power fan like I am, you remember, during this scene, Angela said to him, "You finally got your nightclub. Your father would be proud." And Ghost looked at her and said, "I told you about my father's nightclub." He said, "He lost it before we met, so I couldn't remember remember telling you." But this is the thing. What's important is his father owns a nightclub. So we just got a nightclub that we just saw in this new season. So all of this is being covered at the same time. So that means Angela isn't here yet, right? We haven't seen any trace of Angela as of yet. But what's important is right here, Ghost confirmed that his father lost the nightclub before they met. So that means that more than likely, I would say Ghost probably, Angela probably don't come into the back end of 93 or the beginning of 94. So with that being said, but I don't know though, because he said they met. Yeah, that'll work. Probably 94, because he said they met in 8th grade. So 90. I'm guessing they graduated in 8th grade, and then they go to high school, and then I'm guessing they were during the time period that we seen them in 96. They were probably sophomores in high school. But anyways, what's important is that we see a nightclub, and we know that whoever Ghost's father is, he's gonna lose it before he meets Angela. Now, before I get up out of here, I want to go ahead and address this as well. I know we have had talks about it. I've made a video about it. And like I said, I've also said I'm not 10 toes down on this guy being 100% being Ghost. I did mention that it's a possibility. But, you know, it's possible that it's not him, because I always said he looked a little bit too old to me to be Ghost. Now, I was like, we have seen a couple of situations where people look older, but they're portraying to be younger. Like they're saying that they're, 12 years old, but they actually look more like 15, 16-ish, right? That could be the case here if this turns out to be Ghost. Or I'll give you another scenario. Let's say that maybe the writers noticed that, yeah, this kid kind of looks a little too old to be Ghost. And let's say the little kid let's say if the little kid does turn out to be Ghost, they could just do a recast and be like, yeah, we're going to turn this guy to Crank now. So that little guy that we've seen could be the new Crank instead of this guy. Just saying. So, pretty much, that's, I just want to, I definitely want to know y'all, opinions on this. So definitely blow up these comments. Let me know, is it possible that young kid could possibly be Ghost? Because he looks like he's playing lookout possibly for the gangsters, right? It looks like it's a possibility he's doing that, and this is close to around the time that Ghost and Kanan should be doing work together. So is it possible that this guy here that we've seen in the trailer, like they've shown him multiple times in the trailer, not just a couple times, we've seen him about maybe 3 times in this trailer. So that means he is going to play a significant role in this season. Even if it's not huge, he's going to play a role, right? So let me know all of that and more in the comments. What do you think? Is he Ghost or is he Romero? Let me know all of that in the comments. But pretty much that's all I got for y'all as far as this particular video. So definitely let me know what y'all thinking of in here. But like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share with your glad friends. But until the next video, I'm out.